All right, chord melody, keeping the melody on top, and building a solo arrangement. Today we're going to do that with this great standard called Alice in Wonderland, which you can find in the real book. Let's do a quick analysis, and I'll start just by analyzing the first 4, 8, 12, 16 measures. Yeah. All right, let's analyze them. First of all, as you can see, we're in the key of C, right? No sharps, flats. And the first thing I always look for is, are there 2 5 1s? Oh, look, there's one. 2 5 1 in the key of C. And then we go to the 4 chords, so 2 5 1 4. Diatonic in the key of C. Then you see this B minor 7 flat 5, and you may wonder, where does that come from? Well, it's just the 7 chord in the key of C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 chord, which actually becomes the 2 chord in the key of A minor, 2 chord, 5 chord using the G sharp to give us a more complete resolution to the A. And so 2 5 1 in the relative minor of A minor. This E flat 7 obviously is not diatonic to the key of C. However, it is a tritone substitution for the chord of A7, which is the dominant chord in D minor. So this is a tritone substitution, chromatically leading to the D minor 7 chord, which in turn gives us 2, 5, and then we move up to the 3 chord, the E minor 7, and then to the 6 chord, A minor 7, and then back to the 2 chord and back to the 5 chord, and then up to the 3 chord and to the secondary dominant chord, which was functioning the same as the E7, which leads us back. This is the dominant of the key of D minor. There you go. There's a quick analysis of those first 16 measures. Now, if we do a bit of an analysis of the melody, the melody really moves around, right? So if I was to just play the melody, the first thing we get is an octave leap, right? So that really jumps around, and that's important to realize for coming up. Why? And then that jumps up too, right? And that's the melody notes for the first 16 measures. Now, what we want to do is keep the melody note up on top, and so we'll start with just this D minor, right? And I've got my G melody note up on top, and then I move up to a 13, which is pretty, and it's it's warm on that second string. Single note. And let's do that again. I'm just playing this sort of 6/9 chord there and F with the G in it. And then our B minor 7 flat 5 down here. And then an E7 with a flat 9, just a very simple movement to get that. And then in order to get the melody, I have my E flat with the melody note. And then D minor 7 in this voicing, G13 because the melody is the 13. And then the same idea again, same voicing as I had with the D minor 7. E minor 7, D minor 7 with a G on top. A7 flat 9. Let's do that one more time. Resolve to C. Okay. Now moving on, A7, D7 with the D on top, G13, and then E, A minor with the A minor with the C on top. I'll play that again. And then D minor 7 again, G7, F major 7, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B7 flat 9, E minor 7. I just play it as a flat 9. This is interesting. D minor 7. Right, that's just like exercise. D minor 7 again. A7. A7. D minor. Substitute dominant, just chromatic movement. And then we start again from the beginning, like we had at the beginning. Okay, let me take that from the D minor 7 again. And then here's that E flat. And then the E minor. Okay. So it's, obviously it's in 3/4 time, and usually it's played as a jazz waltz kind of thing, and it sort of goes, moves on at a fair clip, but doesn't mean that you can't play it as a ballad. And so on. Lovely tune. Mostly diatonic, maybe just the one exception. And I would suggest you play it in a rhythm style as well, as if you're accompanying another musician playing the melody. Playing it sort of in that jazz waltz style, but again, you can just play a simple ballad in 3. But it's good to prepare with those chord sounds and try to keep the bass line coherent. So that's it. I think that'll give you enough to work with. It's a lovely tune, and I didn't analyze the second section, but I don't think I have to. It's pretty straightforward. When you see strings of dominance like D7 and G7, just means you've got a cycle of dominance. Just look at it that way. And always try to recognize, as I said, this is mostly a diatonic song. So when you see E minor, that's a 3 chord. You see A minor, that's a 6 chord. You see D minor, that's a 2 chord, and so on. If you see anything out of the ordinary, like an F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B7 flat 9, that's a 2-5 in the key of E minor. Sort of snuck it in from the related key of E minor, right? Secondary dominant leading to the 2 chord, secondary dominant 2 chord, secondary dominant 2 chord, substitute dominant, or whatever you want to call it, G7. Just a chromatic movement to that G7, and then we're back to the beginning again. So I think that'll be good enough. I think that'll be good. I think that's a nice chord melody to get used to. Jumps around a little bit, and so you don't always have to have a full chord underneath the melody, as we saw within the case of the E flat there, right? And you can just read it in this same key. For those of you who hate reading, which is probably 90% of you, you can still, I bet, get through this, right? So I encourage you to do that. That's one of the reasons I chose this tune, because it's all in the key of C major, and you just have a little bit of leaping around to do, but it's not out of the question. I'm sure it's not out of your reach to play the melody first, and then work up the chords a little bit, and then use some of what I did as an indication for a chord melody. Okay, good. Thanks for dropping by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye.